Imagine you have a magic seed. If you just put it in a box and close the lid, it will never grow. It will just lie there, boring, quiet, and over time it might even dry out. Money works exactly the same way. If you hide it under the mattress or keep it in a desk drawer, it doesn't grow. Actually, it gets smaller. Yes, you heard me right. It shrinks because prices in the store go up, but your bill stays the same. But what if I told you there's a place where your money can work instead of you? While you sleep, while you play, while you do your own things. A place where $1 can turn into 2 and then into 4. This isn't magic. This isn't a scam. It's just a tool that adults use but that even a 5-year-old can understand. Are you ready to learn the secret of how to make money grow like trees in the forest? Don't go anywhere, because in a minute you'll understand what many people don't understand for years. Hey, I'm John, and I'm not going to speak to you in boring banker language. No complicated words that are hard to pronounce. No charts that give you a headache. Imagine that the entire world of money is a huge playground, but many people are afraid to step onto that playground. They think it's a casino. That it's dangerous, that you can lose everything, and you know what? They're partially right. If you run around blindly with your eyes closed, you'll definitely trip. But if you know the rules of the game, if you have a map, then this playground becomes the best place to build your future. Let's start with the problem. Why can't you just keep your money in a bank? In America, there's something called inflation. Imagine you have a candy bar. Today it costs $1. But a year from now, that same candy bar costs $1.10. Your money has become weaker. It can buy less candy. To beat this inflation monster, your money needs to grow faster than prices rise. And that's where today's main hero enters the stage, the stock market. Sounds scary, right? Let's drop the word stock. Let's call it the ownership market. Because that's exactly what we'll be doing. We'll be buying tiny pieces of something big. But before we go further, do me a favor. If you want to learn how to manage your money instead of letting money manage you, hit that subscribe button right now. It will help you not lose this channel in the ocean of information. Let's go. Let's imagine your friend Timmy decided to start a business. He wants to sell lemonade, but Timmy has a problem. He doesn't have money to buy lemons, sugar, and cups. He needs $100. Timmy comes to you and says, "Hey, give me $10, but not just like that. In return, I'll give you this piece of paper. This paper says, now you own 1/10 of my lemonade business." This piece of paper is called a share or stock, or simply put, ownership. When you buy a share, you're not just buying a piece of paper, you're buying a piece of a company. You become a part owner. Remember this main rule: a share is ownership rights. If Timmy sells a lot of lemonade and makes $200, what happens? He might say, "Thanks for believing in me, here's your share of the profit." This is called dividends. It's like the business is giving you allowance just for owning that piece of paper. But there's another way to make money. Imagine Timmy's lemonade became the tastiest in town. Everyone wants to drink his lemonade. Now other kids want to buy your piece of paper from you. You bought it for $10 before. But now, because Timmy's business is successful, kids are willing to pay $20 for that piece of paper. You sell the paper and keep the profit. That's the whole secret of the stock market. It's a huge marketplace where people buy and sell these pieces of paper. Only instead of Timmy's lemonade stand, there are huge companies. But here's an important point. The price of that paper changes every day. In the morning, it might be worth $10, in the evening, $12. Why? Because people are constantly voting with their money. If they believe Timmy will do well, the price goes up. If they think the lemons went bad, the price goes down. And this is where most people make a mistake. They start panicking, but we'll talk about that later. Because first, you need to understand what kind of stands are at this big marketplace. Stay with me, because now we'll turn this game into real examples you see every day. Let's take something you definitely know. Disney. Do you love cartoons? Theme parks. When you buy Disney stock, you become a tiny part owner of Disneyland. Every time a family buys a ticket to the park, buys a Mickey Mouse toy, or subscribes to their streaming service with cartoons, part of that money works for you. You don't get it in your hands right away, but the company gets richer, which means your share becomes more valuable. Or take Apple. Look around. How many people around you have an iPhone? When you own Apple stock, you own a piece of every phone sold. Imagine a company is a huge pie. You can't buy the whole pie. It costs billions of dollars. But you can buy one small slice of that pie. And if the pie becomes tastier and more popular, your slice becomes more valuable too. That's the genius of the system. It allows you, an ordinary person, to own part of the biggest businesses in the world. You don't need to build a factory to make money from car production. You don't need to make movies to make money from films. You just say, hey, I believe people will keep buying these iPhones and watching these cartoons for a long time. And you buy a share. Of course, there's risk. What if Timmy decides to buy too many lemons and they rot? What if people stop loving cartoons? Then the price of your paper will drop. Maybe even a lot. But here's the secret that professionals know. You never buy paper from just one company, you buy a basket. Imagine that instead of just Timmy's stock, you buy a basket that has Timmy's share, Apple's share, Disney's share, and 100 other companies. If Timmy's business goes bad, Apple's might be doing well. They balance each other out. Adults call this diversification. But for us, it's just a smart basket. You don't put all your money on one horse, you bet on the entire racetrack, and this leads us to the most interesting part. Why do the prices of these baskets constantly jump up and down? Why does the news scare people? Because the market isn't a machine, it's people, and people sometimes behave strangely. Let's break this down right now. There are two main moods in the market. When people are happy and believe everything will be fine, they buy, prices rise. This is called a bull market. The bull pushes upward with its horns. When people are scared and think everything will crash, they sell, prices fall. This is a bear market. The bear swipes its paw downward. Imagine a stock price is a seesaw. At the bottom sits the real value of the company. At the top sit people's emotions. Sometimes emotions push the seesaw too high, sometimes too low. Here's the main insight that will change your relationship with money. The market is often irrational. In the short term, it's voting. In the long term, it's weighing. What does that mean? Today, the price might drop because someone just got scared from a news story on TV. The company didn't get worse. The lemonade is still tasty. People just got scared of a storm. If you sell your share now because you're scared, you'll lock in a loss. You'll turn a temporary problem into a real loss of money. But if you wait, if you're patient, the storm will pass. The sun will come out and the seesaw will go back up. The most successful investors aren't those who guess every move. They're the ones who know how to sit calmly when everyone around them is panicking. They buy when others sell out of fear, and they hold when others buy out of greed. Your job isn't to be a casino player. Your job is to be a business owner. Owners don't sell their store just because it rained today and there were fewer customers. They wait for tomorrow. This requires discipline. It requires the ability to not check prices every day. But that's exactly what separates those who make money from those who lose it. But patience isn't the only weapon. We have another one, the most powerful weapon in the financial universe. Albert Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. Let's calculate, because numbers don't lie. Imagine you're rolling a snowball down a hill. At first it's small, you push it, it rolls. Along the way it picks up more snow. It gets bigger. The further it rolls, the faster it grows. This is called compound interest. This is when your money makes money. And then that earned money also starts making money. Let's use an example. You invest $100. In a year it earns 10%. That's $10. Now you have $110. Next year, 10% is taken from $110 already. That's $11. You have $121. Sounds pretty good, right? But the magic starts with time. If you leave that money for 30 years without taking out the profit, that little snowball will turn into an avalanche. In the first 10 years, you barely see a difference. It's boring, it's frustrating. Many people give up here. They say, why bother if I'm getting rich so slowly? But then a miracle happens. The curve shoots up vertically. What grew for 20 years can double in the next 5 years. That's why you need to start today, not tomorrow, not when you have a lot of money today, even if it's just $50. Because a 20-year-old has an advantage over a 40-year-old, not intelligence, not experience. They have time. Time makes compound interest work. You can invest less but earlier and get more than someone who invested a lot but late. It's not fair, but that's math. So here's our plan. 1. We buy shares of good companies. 2. We don't panic when prices drop. 3. We let time do its work. Seems simple. It is. Only one thing is hard, taking the first step and not stopping. Listen to me carefully. The stock market isn't a way to get rich quick. It's a way to become free. When your money works for you, you're buying the most valuable thing we have. You're buying your time. You're buying the ability to say no to a job you don't like. You're buying security for your family. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to start small. Even the tallest oak tree was once a little acorn that just didn't give up. Here's your anchor for today. Remember this phrase: the market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Be patient, be smart, be an owner. If this video opened your eyes, don't keep this knowledge a secret. Share it with a friend who also wants to understand money. Hit that like button so the algorithms show this video to more people. And subscribe to the channel because in the next video we'll break down how to open your first account and not get confused by all the buttons. I'm John. Invest in yourself. And I'll see you in the next video.